Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello guys, I am Anneke Putri Hermawati, and this video I will speak about the global food crisis. The current food crisis can be defined as a combination of decline in stocks of primary or staple food produce, essentially grains and cereal, and escalating price of food products. Okay, how did we reach the global food crisis? A number of factors have contributed to the great jump in food price, but the problem has been long in the making. There exists four primary causes, that is, reduced crop output in major producing areas like Australia, Canada, and the US due to climate change, increased use of crops for biofuel production rather than for food, high price of oil or fossil fuels for mechanized farming, which is largely dependent on the use and their attendant high cost of fertilizers, pesticides, farm machinery, and transport. And trends in local or global population and economic growth, especially with increased demand for food in rapidly developing economies like China and India, whose combined population constitutes about 36% of the world's. Furthermore, conditions of already impoverished regions, or with most people living below the poverty line, can only be exacerbated. The resulting food insecurity in these regions will, as a matter of fact, trigger civil unrest, social conflicts, eventual humanitarian crisis, and rising aid costs. In the bad, food crisis may hurt economic growth, especially of not too robust economies of developing countries. The hard hit being the susceptible poor. Soaring food and fuel price will undoubtedly hamper economic growth. Moreover, increasing food price and decreasing food stocks will undermine gains of the Millennium Development Goals, or MDGs, particularly by increasing poverty and putting the MDGs target out of reach. Next, what should be the short and long-term response about the global food crisis? In the short term, the key policy options will entail formation of a UN or World Bank task force to coordinate efforts to alleviate the crisis, releasing of the reverse into the market, or which may bring the price down significantly, increasing loans to farmers in developing regions, and emergency monetary aid to badly affected areas. Next, dropping mandatory targets aimed at increasing the ration of biofuel used in transport. And creation of food exporting countries with the potential to develop a price-fixing cartel is expedient, although care must be taken so as not to capitalize on the crisis. On a long-term basis, domestic food production should be protected through trade agreements that seek to address imbalance in supply and demand. Exclusion from access to land, unfair trade practice, and the short incentives and subsidies. Furthermore, the most unsustainable agricultural practice should be phased out. And the last, the conclusion of speech about the global food crisis. The food price crisis had some immediate cause, but there have been pressures on demand for some time. In brief, the world neglected to long-term development needs of agriculture for many years. Immediate relief is needed, and I support supplemental funding for that purpose. Short-term relief should not be undertaken in ways that will complicate the long-term solution. Dealing with the medium and long-term food price will require a major commitment by developing countries and donors. I support supplemental money for long-term agricultural development as a part of that recommitment. This is a huge and complicated job for everyone that needs to be led by the developing countries themselves. Yes, we will need to continue to work on these matters for the foreseeable future because world population will continue to increase and incomes will go up substantially, especially in some parts of the world. We have a long-term supply side problems. All this work will need to be done in period of global warming and other environmental issues. Okay, maybe just it from me, and thanks for your attention to watch my video, and see you on next my video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.